How much better does it feel when the guys do tackle? I mean, we talked all week.
Yeah.
You talked the other day about the tackling, and that was something that was obviously evident tonight.
Absolutely. It's I've been saying, people say, hey, man, I thought you said you had a great defense. I believe. I knew it. I knew it in the spring ball, fall camp. And we just missed some tackles last week. Had a couple misfits, but I think it was a little bit first game jitters. But tonight the guys came out and they played the freaking butts off, tackled well, executed to a T, and we settled down. After the first drive, and I think the guys were on point, and they played hard, and I'm just excited for them.
Brian, it was somebody different. It seemed like all the time. I mean, Dorian Jones made a big play in a couple plays. He was in there. Yasir. I mean, it was a little bit of everybody, wasn't it?
Absolutely, it was all the guys. I mean, from the time we lost and left Syracuse, that next day practice, you couldn't tell we lost the game because the guys came out and practiced their butt off. I mean, they were flying around the whole week, and I saw it in their eyes that they were ready to play, and they were excited to get that bad taste out of their mouth and come into a hostile environment and do so. Nothing more gratifying to see the guys celebrating the locker room.
It seemed like your defensive front really got a push going tonight and really started to overpower their offensive line. What did you see from those guys up front? Because I know that's something that you all need to see more consistently.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the guys, they just, with Jermaine going down for the year, I think the guys just took it upon themselves that, hey, man, we got to step up. We got to step up. One of our brothers are down. And, they played the butt off. And I think the other thing is, one of our backup defensive ends is he lost his dad yesterday. He had to fly home this morning. And so I think the guys were playing for him as well. So, overall, collectively, the guys came out and gave it everything they had, especially up front. You win the games in the front. When you can get a great push, get in the backfield, get some sacks, as well as create a new line of scrimmage. It's going to help those DBs in that secondary to get a little bit more tighter. So they did that tonight. I'm so proud of them.
Second half, the energy levels seemed to really kind of be amplified. I guess, what was it like in the locker room during halftime, and just kind of get those guys really juiced coming back out?
Yeah, well, I think once we settled down, after that first drive, the tempo, once we got used to the tempo, they were fine, from that point on. And I just think in the locker room, they were still, geeked up and understood what was at stake. That we had played an okay first half, but not a great one. And then in the second half, we had some things in our bag that we held back that we started to hit those guys with, and they couldn't adjust to it at that time. So we were just excited, to just go out there and play the game. No matter the situation, whether offense turned the ball over, our thing was good. Let's go out here and play good. And our thing for the week was trust. Trust your brother that he's going to be where he's supposed to be, and not trying to make a play that you shouldn't be making or being where you're not supposed to be. So trust. And I think the guys trust each other tonight and trust the scheme. We came out with a great win tonight.
It seemed like when you got pressure on coming from the outside, it really kind of did catch them. You got more pressure when you did that instead of coming to the middle. Was that something you saw?
Yeah, well, a little bit. We came outside early on and saw we should have had a sack on one of those. And so we said, hey, anytime, they get on certain hashes, hey, let's come from that side and get some pressure off the edge. But then in the second half, though, Joey, that's where we were getting our sacks in the middle. Yeah. Because we hadn't run some of those middle pressures in the first half. So we wanted to mix it up and keep him off balance. And I talked to Gus after the game, and he kind of said so, that we did a great job. So, but it was awesome. I just love seeing the guys celebrate and have fun out there in the football field. Nothing more gratifying than seeing our kids play hard.
One more.
Your defense had to make stops twice in the final minutes of the game to preserve it. How much confidence do you feel like that can give the guys moving forward, knowing that they were the ones that really had to come up big at the end?
Well, I think, anytime you get fourth quarter stops, you think about last year, how many games we lost in the fourth quarter. Yeah. And so we preset all off season. We talked to our guys on the sideline, even after, Dregg's pick, Jarvis Brown, after his pick in the end zone, I called him over and calmed him down and said, hey, we're going to have to go back and make another stop to win this football game. And the guys were confident that they can go out there and do it. But I think one thing Coach Satterfield has done is create situations like that, fourth down scenarios or 2-minute scenarios, all spring ball, all the fall camp. It gives those guys confidence to go out there and execute. And so I was just so happy that we were able to go out there and do it because they've been put in those situations already anyway.